Whether writing a movie or a TV series, there's one universal truth. Endings are hard. Many films deliver an intriguing premise, compelling action, or powerful messages, only to fumble in the closing act. The following 10 movies show that strong films can succeed despite flawed climaxes, but in our opinion, they would have been even better if their conclusions were just as flawless. Here are 10 good movies ruined by terrible endings. AI, Artificial Intelligence. A futuristic retelling of Pinocchio, Stanley Kubrick's AI, Artificial Intelligence, was put on hold with Kubrick's death in 1999, eventually falling into the hands of Steven Spielberg. For most of the film, the robotic child's quest to find a mystical blue fairy to turn him into a real boy fits Kubrick's style. But when the film reaches its climax, the plot abruptly sends David millennia into the future. The ending can't decide whether it's sentimental or somber. It's thought-provoking, but more straightforward than expected. The Ninth Gate. Roman Polanski's The Ninth Gate follows rare book dealer Dean Corso, played by Johnny Depp, as he works to verify a centuries-old text designed to conjure Satan. When a missing page leads to a botched attempt at summoning the devil, that page literally flutters into the story, landing squarely in Corso's lap. The climax brings him to the threshold of immortality before the screen fades to white. Ultimately, The Ninth Gate falls short by lacking a real ending, and leaving viewers scratching their heads over its message. Signs. Although the climax of The Sixth Sense made M. Night Shyamalan a household name, it didn't take long for his flaws to show. In Signs, a family in rural Pennsylvania bears witness to an alien invasion of Earth. The twist ending plants an alien in their living room, and it's revealed that the family's traumas and failures were fated to save them. Aliens choosing to invade a planet that's covered in their only weakness, water, is enough of a plot hole, but the fact that humans' weapons of drinks scattered throughout the house could have been anything else shows how clumsy the conclusion really is. 2001: A Space Odyssey. The final sequence of Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey sends the audience hurtling through space, before closing on a shot of the infamous Star Child, a colossal fetus floating in space next to Earth. Critics were just as confused as audiences, but the message isn't entirely ambiguous. The monolith gave apes the wisdom to use weapons and tools, and this second evolutionary leap turns humans into a newborn with new awareness of the larger universe. While 2001 remained a classic from everything from music to set design, its finale left many curious viewers confused, and the film's message remained lost on many. The Devil's Advocate. The Devil's Advocate packs one heck of a twist. After young defense attorney Kevin Lomax rises to the top of his field, it's revealed that his boss, John Milton, is Lucifer himself, and that Kevin is his son. Kevin kills himself to foil Lucifer's plan to breed the Antichrist. But then the story rewinds and returns Lomax to the film's first scenes. The final shot of a laughing Al Pacino, clearly set on corrupting his son, turns the movie into a confusing morality tale, instead of the descent into immorality it had been to that point. The Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is one of the most popular superheroes of modern comic book blockbusters. So fans were elated when director James Mangold promised that the Wolverine would take the character seriously and set the film in Japan. For most of the movie, the story and themes fit perfectly, but following Wolverine's journey of introspection, rebirth, and renewal, he must fight an enormous adamantium samurai and a venomous mutant femme fatale. While the film succeeds in drama and urban martial arts action, its final fight descends into far-fetched comic book cliché. High tension. Horror filmmakers often rely on twists as a final thrill, and horror fans have come to expect them just as reliably. Such is the case with French indie slasher High Tension, which depicts a weekend retreat gone horribly wrong. Unfortunately, the film's twist of the depraved killer being a split personality of the main character spoils the experience. This is nothing new for the genre, but in High Tension, it simply doesn't make sense. After a moment's thought, entire sequences seem implausible, if not completely impossible. I Am Legend. I Am Legend keeps close to author Richard Matheson's original novel, following Robert Neville, played by Will Smith, as he attempts to cure a disease that's ravaged Earth's population. But the movie hints at his views of the afflicted humans as mindless animals isn't accurate. When the story comes to a head, Neville ignores the evidence altogether, handing a cure to other survivors before blowing himself up with a hand grenade. It's an odd resolution given the build-up. But in the alternate ending, Neville realizes he's killed countless thinking, feeling mutants and returns a test subject to her loved ones. The fact that fans seem to prefer this ending shows that the studio made the wrong call. Sunshine. Few directors have applied their talents across as many genres as Danny Boyle, from horror to survivalist drama. Sunshine, his foray into science fiction, was certain to be thought-provoking. Following a small crew of astronauts charged with restarting the sun to save Earth from a solar winter, the film explores the psychology of space travel, a multicultural future, and man's role in the universe. But just as it seems that the film has earned its place alongside Alien and Solaris, it takes a hard right turn and becomes a run-of-the-mill slasher movie, leading to an underwhelming final act. Superman, the movie. Richard Donner's Superman the movie is considered the best film version of the superhero by many, but its ending is puzzling nonetheless. When Lex Luthor's devious plan comes to fruition, Superman is forced to choose which American coast to save, resulting in the death of Lois Lane. Enraged, Superman takes to the skies and flies around the Earth against its rotation. Suddenly, the catastrophe and destruction rewinds, revealing the Kryptonian to have control over time itself. No matter how you explain it, granting the hero such power forever changes his mythology. Superman has traveled through time, but he's never reversed it. As one of the first successful comic book movies, Superman the movie's ending can be forgiven, but the filmmakers backed themselves into a corner by refusing to commit. That's our list of 10 good movies ruined by terrible endings. Did we leave out any good films that ended poorly? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.